Good question. I doubt it.
Introductions now for this women's pro mile, the Drury Hotels Women's Mile. It's a great field to assemble, and it includes a couple of familiar names that we'll see here in just a couple of months for the U.S. trials, including Chrissy Gear, who is trying to see if she can make back another world team after qualifying for Budapest in 2023, because a lot of these athletes have their sights set on Tokyo here in September.
Chrissy Gear is running so good in the 1500 and mile, you kind of wonder, is she thinking about making a run at the 1500 team and maybe not the steeple team? I mean, that's how good. When you beat back Shelby Houlihan, you beat back Kirsha Schweitzer, and I realize Kirsha Schweitzer is a 5 and 10K primarily, but she's also a 4-minute flat 1500 meter runner. And Chrissy Gear just looks so confident in her performances at the 1500 and the mile that she might have a choice here. And there she is, Chrissy Gear, the woman of the moment. 4:23.98 American record for the road mile. 4:23.69 is her mile PR. She's also run 2:00.67 for the 800 this season. She was 5th here last year, Keenan, and my guess is that she won't be 5th here this year.
And then introducing Colleen Quigley, the Olympian in the steeplechase just a couple years ago in Tokyo.
Actually, she was Olympian in Rio in 2016.
Yes, you are correct, Rio.
Yeah, finished 8th at the Olympic Games there in Rio, was 3rd in the Olympic trials in the steeple that year. NC2A steeplechase champion in 2015, but she does have miling credentials. She won the USA Indoor Mile in 2019, and 3 times she was 2nd in the USA Indoor Mile, but she's not in that kind of shape at the moment. So there are some interesting people here. Jen Randall, our defending champion. Alex Tubel, who has been running quite well. She ran a 2:03.800, a lifetime best at the Drake Relay. She was 3rd here last year and the year before, and probably wants to move up a notch or 2.
There you see the field, their hip assignments.
65 seconds is the pace that they're going after here. That seems well within capabilities of this crew.
There goes our pacer Anna Connor to the front, followed by Chrissy Gear, and then Flomena Asicol, the former Florida standout, representing On now.
And Asicol herself, a 4:05 1500 meter runner, 4:26 miler. She was 3rd at the NC2A Indoor Mile, representing Florida in 2023. She is a Kenyan. There's Jen Randall, the defending champion. You never want to count Jen Randall out. She's always in the mix. 33-year-old physical therapist out of Eugene, Oregon. A real grinder there in 4th. Gets it done. She's also a 15:25 5,000 meter runner too.
Last year when she won this race, she ran it in 4:28.23, just a couple of tenths off of her lifetime best of 28.18, I should say. Even at 33 years old, nothing's slowing her down.
No, not at all. Chrissy Gear does look terrific, and she's following right alongside the pace setter here. Chrissy Gear is just having a moment right now. I know she won the U.S. Steeplechase Championship 2 years ago and ran 9:12, 9th on the all-time U.S. list, but this year is just a different, even more of a confident and different Chrissy Gear. Just so impressive.
66.55 for Gear on that opening 440 yards. Asicol in 2nd. Jen Randall there back in that 4th position.
Jayla Hancock Cameron, who's had a good winter/summer season, whatever you want to call it, in Australia summer season, Winter R. She won the Australian Road Mile this a couple months ago and was also 5th at the Australian National Championships in March. She's behind Asacol there in 4th. Pace setter effectively in 3rd because the pace setter's stepping off now, and Chrissy Gear is on her own. Chrissy Gear in that Drake Relays Mile, it looked like she was well back and then just absolutely mowed down Schweitzer and Houlihan. And the Australian moving up very well, as is Amaris Tenisma, a name many of you that follow college track should be familiar with. Tenisma was 4th in the NC2A 5,000 meters from North Carolina State, was at Arkansas before that. 2023 was when she was 4th, but she also was coming off, Keenan, a 15:15 5,000 run in LA just a couple of weeks ago. So Amaris Tenisma is in very good shape and prowling there in 3rd.
Chrissy Gear now caught up by the rest of the field with Asacol there on the outside of her. Now moving up into lane 2 as they come up now to the bell lap. 2 seconds slower than what they ran on the first opening lap. And look at Christina Aragon now onto the outside in lane 2.
And she has an excellent kick, Aragon, pardon me. Of course, her dad, Chuck, made the U.S. Olympic team in 1984, but she's coached by Jerry Schumacher in Eugene, Oregon. And Christina Aragon, 3rd in the NC2A 1500 in 2022 and a former World Under-20 bronze medalist in 2016. She is no slouch. Her PR 404 from last year, and she has wheels. She's a 201.93 800 runner, so very legit.
Top 7 racers separated by just a second now, and the real racing
Asacol
begins as Asacol begins to move now with 200 meters to go. Chrissy Gear trying to respond as well. Aragon there in 3rd. Randall is still in contention, trying to see if she can go back-to-back here in the Festival of Miles. Gear swings outside now into lane 2. Aragon on the inside. Here comes Jan Randall, though, in lane 2. Can she find some room? Chrissy Gear, it's gonna be, looks like, Christina Aragon across the line. 63.51 for the Nike athlete.
Wow, that was a great finish. Aragon, Gear, and Randall all running 63. Jen Randall could have maybe won that race if she'd been able to find a lane. But Aragon kind of pulled what Chrissy Gear pulled at that Drake Relays National Championship Road Mile. Christina Aragon coming up there on the inside, found the lane and got the job done. And this is a kind of a breakthrough moment for Christina Aragon. She's ground, you know, when you think about it, she had great success 9 years ago, right? And she's been hanging around, continue to work. She's had a lot of injuries. And bada bing, she's in it. And look at that, on the inside here, she finds a lane. Asacol is wide, Gear is wide. Randall trying to find a lane, can't find it. Aragon holds form down that straightaway and just pips Gear by 5/100ths of a second. Wow.
Had a lot of success at her time at Stanford, but when she turned pro, it took a while to kind of figure things out. And as you said, Tom, this could be that breakthrough moment she's been looking for.
Of course, she has a sister, Danielle, who was also an excellent 1,500-meter runner. Her dad, Chuck, a terrific miler. But she stayed with it, and you've got to give credit to those athletes like Jen Randall, like Christina Aragon, that stay with it. And this is their just reward.
Here on the campus of St. Louis University High School here in St. Louis, Missouri, the 2025 HOKA Festival Miles right here on runnerspace.com. Of course, you can catch all the action on-demand race videos at runnerspace.com following the conclusion of this night. with regards to Aragon, when you surround yourself with athletes like, Carissa Schweitzer and Kaylee Mitchell, that's a very good training group. It's a group that, finds a way, to push each other to their absolute limit.
Training groups are very important. I couldn't agree with you 100%.
We'll step aside here real quick. Let's check out the watch party happening in Minnesota right now at the Twin Cities Running Company with Billy Savetko.
Back at you from TC Running Company in Minnesota. We got a couple legends in the house. Noella, Genevieve. We just watched wicked fast women's races. We got an 800 queen over here, school record right here. Talk about that 800. She just ran, what, 2:04? Talk about it.
It was super inspiring to watch. Just she looked so calm and composed the whole time and really strong on the back stretch and home stretch.
Genevieve, you run the mile and the 800, but talk about what just happened. You had a pro race. They ran what? 4:29, but the high school race went faster. Jane, talk about it.
It was crazy. It was crazy to watch her run. I mean, she was so strong the whole time. Like, it never looked like she was hurting. She just kept her pace and trusted herself. And I think really pulling away from her pacer really helped, too.
It was sick. It was sick. But wait, what else is sick? This watch party. Kind of talk about what happened today. The vibes. The boys are in the back over here giving us some life. If they weren't here, talk about what just happened.
This watch party has been super fun. There's a ton of free stuff, a ton of food, and a lot of friends.
Yeah, what was some of your favorite things you guys got that HOKA popped up for you guys?
I mean, I love my glasses because I definitely need new ones. And it was great. There's like shirts and bags, and it's amazing.
Yeah, the backpack will be great.
I love the hat. But that's it from TC Running Company. Let's go back to the Festival of Miles. Let's get it going, guys. Woo! We'll see you back.
Thanks very much, Billy. Just the enthusiasm from what they just witnessed in that girls' mile. Again, just goes to show how truly inspiring Jane Hendegren really is.
Well, and another great note from Eric Bowl. She's now number 20 on the all-time American absolute mile list. I'm talking about not juniors, not high schoolers, the all-time list. She's number 20. One other thing, I'm with Billy on the hat. I really like the hat. The kind of the upside down HOKA on there. That's quite impressive. And I believe Christina Aragon is down with Tyler Day.
Let's turn our attention now down on the infield with our winner of the Drury Hotel's Women's Mile, Christina Aragon.
All right, let's send it down to Tyler Day with our champion, Christina Aragon.
Christina Aragon, winner of the Drury Hotel's Women's Marathon, I apologize, Mile. Did this race go according to plan to you?
Yeah, I was very pleased with how it went. I definitely wanted to be in the hunt for the win, but there's obviously a ton of talent in that field, so you never really know how any day is gonna go. But obviously to get the win was a huge thing for me, so I'm really, really pleased.
To be able to gut it out in the last 100 meters, how much do you have to rely on the Missouri crowd to pull you through the line?
Yeah, definitely had to rely on the Missouri crowd and my competition to kind of pull me all the way through there. That's when you run fast times, it's just when you're fighting against other people. So honestly, big props to Jane for pulling that through by herself, because that's a very hard way to run a fast time. So it was really nice to have the big crowd and this atmosphere that just makes you feel really excited. That's always when you run your best races, is when you're excited to race and you can feel that positive energy. So it was great to have you guys out there. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christina Aragon, the Drury Hotel's Women's Mile Champion.
All right.
And we can expect probably to,